I know you all carry a heavy burden on your shoulders, and you do not need me to tell you that the eyes and hopes of the world are upon you, to act with all dispatch and decisively, because time has quite literally run out. The scale and scope of the threat we face call for
Sadiq Khan's power play. Why London's mayor just made Labour's biggest statement. Right then, before we dive into what might be the most significant political declaration you'll hear this week, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you'll want to be here when the real fireworks start flying in Westminster. Now, shall we begin? Picture this. While Keir Starmer's Labour government stumbles through its honeymoon period with all the grace of a drunk tourist in Trafalgar Square, one man just delivered a masterclass in political positioning that's left Westminster scratching its collective head. Sadiq Khan, London's mayor for nearly a decade, has just done something rather extraordinary. He's essentially told the entire Labour establishment to sod off. But here's where it gets delicious. This isn't just about one man's career ambitions. This is about power, legacy, and a chess move so audacious it makes Machiavelli look like an amateur. Because when Khan announced his intention to remain London mayor until 2032, potentially 2040 if he fancies it, he didn't just reject speculation about doing a Burnham. He declared war on the very idea that Westminster is where the real power lies. Let's be brutally honest about what's happening here. Andy Burnham, Manchester's mayor, is circling Starmer like a political vulture, making all the right noises about challenging for the Labour leadership when the moment arrives. It's Westminster's oldest dance, the ambitious regional politician eyeing number 10. But Khan just flipped the script entirely. When James O'Brien pressed him on LBC about his political future, Khan's response was nothing short of revolutionary for a Labour politician. "There is no reason I would give this job up for another job in politics," he declared. Think about that for a moment. A Labour politician, in 2024, essentially saying that being mayor of London is more valuable than any position in Westminster. That's not just political calculation. That's a fundamental rewiring of where power actually sits in modern Britain. And the mathematics of this decision are absolutely staggering. Khan didn't stumble into this position through some political accident. His won 3 consecutive mayoral elections, each time expanding his mandate. In 2016, he toppled Zach Goldsmith's Tory machine. In 2021, he saw off Sean Bailey. And in 2024, he made history by becoming the first London mayor to secure a 3rd term, defeating Susan Hall under the new first-past-the-post system that was supposed to make his life considerably more difficult. But here's what the Westminster bubble doesn't seem to grasp. Khan isn't just collecting electoral victories like some political hobbyist. He's building something far more substantial, an alternative power base that operates entirely outside the traditional Westminster hierarchy. While MPs scramble for junior ministerial positions and backbench committee chairmanships, Khan commands a budget that would make most government departments weep with envy and exercises direct control over the lives of 9 million Londoners. The timing of this declaration couldn't be more calculated. Starmer's government is already showing the strain of actually governing rather than just opposing. The honeymoon period is dissolving faster than a Jacob Rees-Mogg soundbite in a working-class pub. Economic pressures are mounting. Public services are creaking. And the usual Westminster solutions are proving about as effective as chocolate teapots. Meanwhile, Khan is positioning himself as the alternative, not just to conservative policies, but to the entire Westminster approach to governance. Consider the electoral arithmetic that makes Khan's position so formidable. The 2028 mayoral election will revert to the supplementary vote system, which historically has been Khan's secret weapon. It's not just that he wins first preference votes, though he does that rather well. It's that he hoovers up second preference votes from liberal Democrat and Green supporters like a political vacuum cleaner. The Conservatives have thrown everything they have at Khan across 3 elections, from dog whistle campaigns to outright character assassination attempts. Each time, he's emerged stronger. This creates a rather delicious paradox for Labour's Westminster establishment. They need Khan to remain successful because London is Labour's crown jewel. It's proof that progressive politics actually works in practice. But Khan's success also demonstrates that you don't need Westminster to wield real political power in modern Britain. It's a tension that's about to become increasingly uncomfortable for everyone involved. The psychological impact of Khan's declaration extends far beyond electoral calculations. By explicitly rejecting the Westminster ladder-climbing mentality, he's challenging one of British politics' most fundamental assumptions, that all political careers ultimately lead to Parliament. It's a rejection of the idea that real power flows exclusively through the corridors of Westminster, and frankly, it's about time someone said it out loud. But let's not mistake this for some altruistic dedication to public service. Khan is playing a longer game here, one that recognizes how power is actually shifting in contemporary politics. City mayors across the globe are becoming the real power brokers, the people who can actually deliver tangible improvements to citizens' lives while national politicians engage in theatrical performances for social media consumption. Khan has looked at this landscape and made a calculated decision that being London's mayor in 2032 will be considerably more powerful than being a backbench MP hoping for a ministerial appointment. The implications for Labour's future leadership are frankly explosive. If Khan maintains his position and continues building his independent power base, he becomes the alternative not just to Conservative governance, but to Labour's Westminster establishment. He becomes a politician other Labour figures will need to court, to negotiate with, to treat as an equal rather than subordinate. That's not just political evolution, that's political revolution. And here's what makes this particularly fascinating from a strategic perspective. Khan's decision to stay put doesn't just affect his own political trajectory, it reshapes the entire landscape for ambitious Labour politicians. If the most successful Labour politician of the past decade is saying that regional leadership trumps Westminster ambitions, what does that tell us about where the party is heading? What does that tell us about where real political power is migrating in post-Brexit Britain? The Conservative Party should be absolutely terrified by this development. They've spent the better part of a decade trying to dislodge Khan from City Hall, throwing increasingly desperate campaigns at him with all the effectiveness of bringing a water pistol to a gunfight. Each failure has only strengthened Khan's position and demonstrated the futility of their London strategy. Now they are facing the prospect of Khan remaining in position until potentially 2040, building an ever-stronger Labour fortress in the heart of their former stronghold. This is where Khan's political genius becomes most apparent. By committing to remain as mayor, he is not just securing his own position, is creating a stable platform for progressive politics that exists entirely outside Westminster's volatile ecosystem. While prime ministers come and go, while governments rise and fall, Khan is building something more permanent, more resilient, and ultimately more powerful than anything Westminster has to offer. The personal psychology behind this decision reveals something rather profound about Khan's political character. This is a man who could undoubtedly secure a safe Labour seat, climb the Westminster ladder, and potentially challenge for party leadership. Instead, He's chosen to remain in a position where he can actually deliver tangible improvements to millions of people's daily lives. That's either admirably principled or brilliantly calculating, probably both. What's particularly striking is how this decision reflects broader changes in how political power operates in the 21st century. Traditional hierarchies are breaking down, regional power bases are becoming more significant, and voters are increasingly focused on politicians who can deliver practical results rather than ideological purity. Khan has recognized these trends earlier than most and positioned himself accordingly. The 2028 mayoral election now becomes infinitely more significant than anyone previously imagined. It's not just about who runs London. It's about whether Khan's model of regional political leadership can be sustained and expanded. It's about whether voters will continue supporting politicians who choose local delivery over Westminster ambitions. It's about the future structure of British politics itself. So there you have it. Sadiq Khan hasn't just announced his intention to seek a fourth term as London mayor. His launched a quiet revolution in how we think about political power, career progression, and where real influence lies in contemporary Britain. Whether this proves to be genius or folly will depend on how the next 4 years unfold. But one thing is absolutely certain. British politics just became considerably more interesting. Don't forget to subscribe because the story is far from over, and you'll want to be here when the next chapter unfolds. Trust us, it's going to be absolutely fascinating.